All right, finals of the 8-4 here. Got the choice again. We'll play first. Six lander is questionable, but we have all three colors. And we have a removal. 18 lands, 6, but all three colors. It's a questionable keep, but I am going to keep it. It's worrisome, for sure. We can just draw lands and be screwed, but here's my thinking. We have Douse and Gloom, so we have an answer for at least a 2 or 3 drop creature. If we draw spells, or if we draw Bitter Revelation, or Sultai Charm, or even a Death Frenzy, or any of our bomb spells, this hand gets much better. Or a Sultai Soothsayer, even a Soothsayer makes this hand good. So I think the real reason I'm keeping it is we have at least a few draws that make this hand better, and it's certainly a very questionable keep because 6 lands is dangerous. But we're on the play, so we have a good jump. We have a removal for the first worrisome creature. We have a lot of card draw we could draw that makes this much better. Drawing another Douse and Gloom is fine. Buys us more time. All right. No 2-drop from our opponent's good news. Just got to kill whatever I can. All right. Well, that thing's dead. Weapon Master, so against just Sky. All right. Hooded Assassin is certainly a good draw, since it's something I can play and a non-land card. So Bitter Revelation or Sultai Soothsayer would be the absolute best draws we could get. All right. Fine play. I can kill it, so that's good news. All right. Do I want to douse or do I want to Vanguard? I think I want to douse now. I don't want him to have prowess up at some point and be able to play around the Douse and Gloom. No plays from our opponent. That's certainly good news. Drew another land, which is okay. We probably have enough land now where I just want to dash this dude. Like if he's got Bring Low or something, we'll at least force him to play it here. No plays? Interesting. All right, Misfire Weaver's a good draw. So we'll go dash. Might even hardcast the Weaver. But there might be good motivation to morph it, actually. If he tries to do some tricky play next turn. Wow. So opponent gets to only play 2 spells that game, which is really remarkable. I think he probably just had a grip full of white spells, is my guess. Guessing he had a grip full of white spells and just didn't draw any. So despite keeping a 6-lander, we win on the play with a 6-lander, which was, like I said, a risky keep, but panned out well for us. We don't know how aggressive our opponent's deck is, but I'm trying to think if on the draw it might be safer to do a Rakshasa Secret instead of a Bitter Revelation. But like I said, we don't know how quick our opponent is. I think we just go to game 2. We get a better feel for how quick our opponent is, and then we decide whether we want to play the Bitter or the Secret. I do like Secret more on the draw, though, because Bitter Revelation on the draw seems really slow. But like I said, I just don't know if my opponent's deck is explosive or not yet, so we'll keep it the same for now. Okay, just green and black, but we are going to keep it. We have a Bitter Revelation, Death Frenzy. We have an Abomination play too if we need to do an early trade, so this could be okay. All right, Sultai Charm's not the best draw, only because we don't have a blue mana, but hopefully Bitter Revelation helps with that. I may just play Abomination as early trade fodder. Yeah, all right, so it looks like our opponent's a little more aggressive than it would have appeared in game one. I don't know if I'm comfortably going to be able to just get to 5 mana and cast Death Frenzy, but we'll see. Depends on what he plays, I guess. Because now I'm debating whether I want to do the Abomination of Gudul, but I'm not entirely convinced I do. Shu Yun, well... I think I play Sultai Charm now. I'm going to kill Shu Yun. Yes, it dies from Death Frenzy, but I feel like I need more time, and I don't want to get double struck down with, like, something nasty. And I feel as though most of his creatures are going to be small enough to die to Death Frenzy, at least in my mind. I mean, going Bitter Revelation into Death Frenzy can be good, depending on what he plays here, of course. Well, it's something that survives, unfortunately. But Savants is not the worst draw. Kind of want to Revelate. We go to 14, and then we'd go to 10. I'm left with no board. I guess I'm not a huge fan of that. I can also play Abomination, but then I have to... I think I just play Savants and then pass. I don't like Woe Reaper against us because we're a Delve deck. Well, we're not really a Delve deck, but we're kind of a Delve deck. I'm certainly hoping to find more stuff to Death Frenzy at some point. More Kirans? Jeez. It's a lot of Kirans. Well, I think we got to go for the Surprise Abomination block. That might be our best bet. Alright, well, it's a ton of damage. I guess I'm happier he busted it there than, I don't know, somewhere else. So, I still dislike Bitter Revelation as a card, is basically what I've learned from playing it the last, like, 4 times. I just don't like it. It's only good in slow matches, and there's just too few slow matches left. Played it safe around the Abomination. Oh, it was a misclick. Well, I definitely did not want to unmorph there. I didn't want him. I still want him to attack into Abomination, clearly. I mean, if he's got a trick, so be it. Alright, so we're dead. I'm going to dump Bitter Revelation like I should have done after game 1 because I hate this card. I hate Bitter Revelation. What an awful card. It used to be so good, too. That's the sad part. It used to be so good. And now I just hate it. I really just think it's a horrible card now. Only good in slow matches. I just hate it. Alright, I'm going to bring in the Rakshas the Secret, which I wish I'd done in game 2. Man, I hate Bitter Revelation. This card has done nothing good for me in the last, like, 4 times I've played it. Just been so frustrated with it. What did I play it once in match 2 when my opponent did? Yeah, against the deck that doesn't do anything until turn 5. Yeah, Bitter Revelation's good there. So when you're playing against a deck that doesn't do anything, it's until turn 5. I recommend playing Bitter Revelation. Otherwise, you pain yourself and you don't do anything. This deck is just way too slow to run it. And that seems to be every time I draft Bitter Revelation, it's in a slow deck. So if you're running a slow deck, why do you want a card that punishes you and is clunky? It doesn't make sense. I don't get it. All right, let's go to game 3. Death Frenzy looks a lot worse now. I really wanted that Death Frenzy to do something there. Man, did I ever. And then he just plays back-to-back 2-3s. All right. Well, yeah, I could have answered it with Death Frenzy. I figured he would have more 2 toughness guys, and then he proceeds to play 2-3 toughness guys back-to-back. So that plan did not work the way that I wanted it to, unfortunately. But sometimes plans don't work exactly the way you want them to. Let's just try it again. Play first. Got all 3 colors, got removal. Yes, it was a good hand. It's a legitimately good hand. Sultai Charm could actually effectively be used as a draw do discard 1 to make Shambling Attendants 2 cards cheaper, as well as give me a little bit of card quality advantage. I don't even think it's card advantage because it's draw 2 discard 1 and you lose your charm, so it's like it's almost like the Torment. It's a slightly better Tormenting Voice, essentially. That was a good draw. Our opponent does have Kill Shot in his deck, though. I believe, right? Or was that our last round opponent? No, I can't remember. I think it was actually our last round opponent. All right, I'm going to kill that. Yeah, it's okay. Can't play our 5-drop next turn anyway, so seems fine. I may Sultai Charm a 3-drop if he's got it. Or maybe he's just going deep on Mardu Scouts. You never know. Oh, Tormenting Voice. Okay. It's acceptable. No plays. I may Sultai Charm for card draw. I'm going to see what he plays. I could very easily, at the end of his turn, draw 2, discard 1, just so I can play that Attendance in a timely manner. All right. I think I'm going to dump the Sultai Charm. I'd rather, like, find a Death Frenzy. I think I play Attendance here, in case he's got removal. I could save the... Actually, I guess playing Torrent Elemental actually does make more sense, because then if he kills Torrent Elemental, I can Shambling Attendance, delve it away, and then replay it from exile. It does come back tapped, though. Worthy of noting. So he comes up with an out for Torrent Elemental, which would be like Kill Shot or Sandblast, both of which are common. And like I said, I get to Attendance, bring it back. Next turn, I can Hooded Assassin, Douse and Gloom if he doesn't have an answer for Torrent Elemental, or Attendance if he does. So our options are still pretty good. All right. It's certainly not the end-all be-all. All right, so he's got Sandblast, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to block. Oh, or maybe he doesn't have Sandblast. Oh, okay, Bathing Dragonfire. Well, essentially the same. So, same plan as before. We play Shambling Attendance. We exile Torrent Elemental. We're going to get to bring it back. Opponent's got less stuff to do now, which is nice as well. Let's... I think we just tap out because I can't play anything else after the Attendance anyway. And I still have some Delve I want to play. So we exile our Torrent Elemental. Now we can replay it for 5 next turn, which seems quite good. He doesn't have great attacks here. Okay, Kieran, not the most worrisome play, and a student, no problems. Can deal with that. Gets in with his flyer. I'm trying to think if I'm in a huge... Oh, wow. That only kills 2 things, though. Unfortunately. I think we hold off on that for now. I think the play is... If I get back Torrent Elemental, he can bash in pretty good if he's got War Flare. So maybe I just want a Death Frenzy, and he can only strike me for 2. That might be the best damage prevention. And it kills a couple things. It plays around War Flare the best, I think. I'm going to play the safe play here. And just, because I don't feel like we're in a big, huge rush. Granted, we only kill a couple things, but... We're basically just trying to coast to a late game part here where we can bring back our Torrent Elemental and not have to worry about anything. Follow-up play is Abzan Captain. All right. It's pretty good, but I'm not too worried about it. All right. So now I can do Lotus Path Djinn plus Hooded Assassin. But I think we are going to do Torrent Elemental. Well, one card left in hand. I think we do Torrent Elemental now. And then pass. So we're going to take 4 attack, but then we've got our... we basically just paid the price on our Elemental right away. I'll be able to do Lotus Path Djinn and leave up Douse and Gloom for next turn. Should be able to race rather reasonably well. I mean, now I can technically start swinging if he doesn't have an answer for the... Alright, I've got the out to that, which is nice. So let's swing. I think we just go Lotus Path Djinn, Douse and Gloom. I'm not going to save the Douse and Gloom. I don't want him to draw a prowess spell. And if he has it, he can play it now. Alright. Looking pretty good here. We got rid of his little double strike prowess dude. We have a blocker for his attackers. Got him on a 2-turn, or I guess it's 3-turn clock. Well, 2-turn clock when we play our assassins. Guess we have to worry about Warflare a little bit, but... Jeez, just Sky Ascendancy is a good one. Well, if I kill the Sky Captain, he bolsters something. It's probably okay. No plays, that's good. Problem is just Sky Ascendancy is a pretty good Torrent Elemental out. Since I can attack, he taps and then... Stupid spoiler. Is this the spoiler? I don't know what my opponent was talking about. But I've been there, man. I've been there. The all draw lands play. But hey, took down an 8-4. It only took a Torrent Elemental and a Silumgar doing mass quantities of work. Well, very satisfied with a win and an 8-4. Our next draft is going to be an 8-4. Torrent Elemental is as busted as I thought it was. And we even got to do the cool activated ability, bring it back onto the battlefield, which is pretty amazing and fun. So I'm glad we got to do that. We even picked up an Ash Cloud Phoenix. So all in all, this was a immense success, and I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.